Alright, so even though we did this just Friday, we're going to run some more Merchant Alliance animal quests today, working toward completionist commendations. And these quests are going to be ideal for completionists because you don't really get a lot of rep going through them individually. So, um, before we dive into the actual quests, pun intended, want to talk about the commendations themselves because again, this is going to be something more so for people working toward completionists. But you've got golden animals down here. And then on the middle row, you've got chickens, pigs, and snakes, all that have to be delivered up through grade 5. As you can see, I'm only on grade 2. I did not start delivering these until fairly recently. There's also a commendation in the Athena section, so it's not just a merchant commendation, but in the Athena, there are deliver animals on time as a pirate legend. So those are the commendations that you want to work for. And then as far as the actual quest itself, you're going to go to your quest table, Merchant Alliance, and you're going to do these merchant contracts. You can do executive ones to do 4 animals on larger islands, or regular founder's merchant contract, do 2 animals on small islands. I'm going to be doing that one over and over. And again, not a great source of rep. You may not want to run an emissary since you're more than likely just doing these 4 completions. I am running an emissary right now, but that's just personal preference. So if you did dive to the island that for the quest, you should surface right there. You do want to pay particular attention to exactly which breed of snake, pig, or chicken you want to attach. In this case, I've got a black scaled snake and a blue dappled snake. You also want to look at the port that, or the outpost that they have to be delivered to, because it is not always going to be the closest one, particularly if you're doing sail tubes. I have certainly made that mistake and delivered animals on time to the wrong location before. Your crates should be at the island that the quest is taking you to also. So here are my snake baskets. Then you're going to find the snakes that are hissing, in this case. Alright, so that is the black scaled snake, which I don't think is actually one that I needed, was it? It is, okay. And then it's going to be left trigger or right trigger to actually catch it. And that's on console, PC, and Xbox specifically console. PC and PlayStation will likely have, well, will certainly have different buttons. Alright, so if you don't have the animal that you, or let's start first, if you catch the wrong animal, the best way to get rid of it is to turn it into meat. So that's how you get it, easiest way to get it out of the basket. And that also can help with spawning. So if you don't have the right ones spawned that you want to catch, turning them into meat is an acceptable way to affect your respawns also. And there's the other one that I actually needed to catch. With snakes in particular, it's important to know that you can play music to stop them from poisoning you. So I mentioned earlier, make sure you're delivering it to the right outpost. But another mistake I've certainly made is as a sword user, I often like to sword lunge off my ship. If you keep animals at the front of your ship and you sword lunge off the front of your ship, it's not usually a good combination. So you do want to do your best to keep the animals alive, or you'll be forced to start all the way over and go hunt them again. There we go. Alright, so I've got both of my pigs now. So the one thing that is different that you want to bear in mind about pigs is that they do have to get fed, and they will get audibly more frustrated as they are getting hungry. So you can have your food out, and you see it gives me a prompt to feed the pig. So you can feed the pigs. Ideally, you want to feed them bananas and coconuts so you're not wasting your good food, but you do want to feed them along your journey to make sure they don't get too hungry and die and become food. But that, in a nutshell, is probably everything that you need to know about animal deliveries in Sea of Thieves. I do stream, or do try to stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week from 7 to 9-ish Eastern Time. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitch or drop a comment on the YouTube.